how worthy a candidate is Mo Salah to win the Ballon d'Or? I should probably throw Virgil van Dijk into that, but the reason we speak about Mo is because his numbers are so high at the moment. So what do you think?
Yeah, it's mostly about attackers, isn't it? Although the last winner was, I think, a midfielder. But yeah, it's a good thing that Mo is in the discussion because it means he does well and means we are doing well. But for him to stay in that discussion, he should bring in the same performances as he's done for 7 or 8 months now. And I think in general, someone that wins the Ballon d'Or needs to win something as well. So it's a great challenge that is in front of us, but also in front of him. And what I liked a lot is that he takes this challenge not only by scoring a big goal and a great assist against City, but he also wanted the team to win because his defensive work rate, especially in the second half, was outstanding. And that is, I think, what it takes for us to have a chance of winning something. And if we as a team can win something, he will have a far more better chance to win an individual prize like the Ballon d'Or.
When you say win something, do you think you have to win even more than just the Premier League? Do you have to go on and win the Champions League as well for Mo to really have that outstanding chance of winning the Ballon d'Or?
It would make his chance only bigger. But the last one who won it, I think he only won the league and not the Champions League. So it is not only about the amount of prizes you win, but I think all of the ones that won it in the past probably, I'm not 100% sure, but probably won either the league or the Champions League. So that means, but in football it's always like this, you need the team to win an individual prize. And that's what Mo understands at the moment really well, because I just said his work rate, especially in the second half, but almost during the whole game, was very good and very helpful for us to have a chance of winning the game against City.
With regard to the title race now, though, how do you enforce the message that it's not over until it is over?
I don't think I need even to enforce that message, because these are the players that played, and I know the Forest fans are going to like me saying this again, but these players played the Forest home game, these players played the Fulham home game, these same players played the Manchester United home game, and the same players played Newcastle away, which was a very difficult game for us, 2 times being a goal down, then being one goal up, and eventually drawing it to 3-3. So I don't think it's necessary. We all know these players are so long in this competition, much longer than me. So they know how difficult every single game is, and if you have to play 11, it's still a long way to go.
Alexander-Arnold, who you're coming up against, is a striker in fine form. What is it that makes him such a special forward, and do you have to do anything different to handle a player like that?
It's an understatement to say that he's in a fine form. I think he's in an excellent form. Also over there, it's the team performance that will help us controlling him. So the more ball possession we have, the easier it is to control him, although he's definitely a threat on the counter-attack as well. The good thing for us is that we've got 2 centre-backs that are probably one of the best players that are able to play against him. I don't say this in perfect English, but what I mean with that is that we've got 2 very, very, very good centre-backs, and that's definitely what you need if you face a striker with the quality of Alexander-Arnold. So, but also with him, it's not only about him. I like the style of play that Eddie Howe introduced there. They're always a team that is has a very good game plan. They are really intense. So with and without the ball, high intense tempo in the game. So that helps a number 9 as well, because the better your teammates are, the more chances you get. And he's not the only offensive threat they have. I think Gordon and the right winger as well. So they're a big threat. So yeah, it's not only about him, but he's definitely having a great season.
Obviously, it was 3-3 the first time you played them. They're just coming off the back of winning 4-3 against Nottingham Forest at the weekend. What does that tell you about them?
That they can score a lot of goals. And that's what I was just talking to you about. They have so much offensive threat. And I think normally they are not a team that concedes so many goals, because they are very aggressive in defending as well. I saw out of interest, not for this game, but just out of interest, the semi-final they played against Arsenal. Now we all know how well Arsenal is when it comes to attacking, also in defending, but in this situation in attacking. and they just kept them away from their goal with defending really strong, maybe a bit similar what we did at City, so defending with 10 or 11 players. So yeah, they can score goals, but they're also able to defend really strong, and that's what makes them such a difficult team to play against.
Morning. The numbers that Mo is putting up in terms of goals and assists at the moment, breaking all sorts of records, is he now at sort of peak Ronaldo, Messi level?
It's so difficult to compare players with each other, and it's not fair to anyone. I think Mo has his own career, and Mo has been outstanding. Messi and Ronaldo both didn't play the Premier League, but I don't want to bring them down because these two players are incredible, but that makes the comparison maybe even more difficult. So Mo has had some outstanding seasons here at Liverpool, and we hope he can continue this for a longer period of time. But to do that, he first has to extend his contract, of course. And you guys don't ask me about that anymore, so that's a positive thing.
This is obviously the final Premier League game of that run of 5 and 15 days, before a few days at least off. What toll does that take, though? Do you have to think about freshening it up, or how difficult is that?
I'm not so sure if it is difficult, because these players are trained for this and they're used to this. So if they go to a World Cup or to the Euros, they have to play those amount of games in a short spell of time as well. So they're able to do so, but it's. I sometimes feel like if we have one gap in between and the game starts, I'm like, they're not as aggressive as they were. So they're in a certain rhythm, and they've shown this season many times already that they're able to. But it was the reason why I changed my lineup against Plymouth so drastically, because I don't think you can do this for a whole season. So you need to have once in every 4 or 5 weeks a normal week, and what I call a normal week is 2 games in a week instead of 3 games in a week. Of course, that hurt us in the FA Cup, but it also means that these players are now able to play 5 games in a row at the highest possible level.
Carl?
On Sunday, just going back to Mo, he spoke about the need to win a second Premier League title. All professional athletes are competitive and driven, but what is it about Mo that you've noticed that drives him?
That's the best question to ask himself. What drives him the most? But what I see is a top professional, not only what you guys see on the pitch, but he comes in early, works so hard on his body. And sometimes I get to see a few Instagrams, and I think that he works even at home as well. So if I see how much work they put in over here, and then to do something extra at home, I think he found the balance for himself to get the best out of himself. That's also what comes with experience. With playing so many games at the highest level, he knows now what to do to treat his body in the best possible way, and for him to get the performances in that he does. But he's not the only one. I see everyone in this building works so hard, and I'm talking about the players now first, to get the best out of themselves. But all the staff members work incredibly hard as well. So we're going to go today, it's February now, and we again have 3 pitches over here that are perfectly ready for us to train in the best possible circumstances. So it's not only about the players that put a lot of effort in to get the best out of themselves. It's the whole building and all the people that work here to get the best out of the players as well.
And on his form, you sort of asked for this, but his form, does it make it easier for the club to extend his contract, or more difficult because of how well he's doing, in your opinion?
You can look at it in both ways. You can say, yeah, the better he does, the more expensive he might become. And the worst, if he would do really worse, we have second thoughts if we wanted to extend his contract. So I think for everyone it's the best that he brings in the performances he does now. Maybe only for the one that has to pay him, it's not the best. But for everyone else, it's the best. Because if you want to play at this club, you need to be at his level. Otherwise, yeah, probably you are almost useless to play at this club, because we only need players that are at the top of their game, because this is one of the best or the best club in the world to play for. So yeah, he needs to have these performances for him to play here and hopefully to extend here.
Any more from the Wiggles? Will?
any more on Conor Bradley, and Alexander-Arnold looked like he had a black eye. Is he going to be all right?
Yeah, I think he will. He will train with us today. Conor doesn't. He's out for a few weeks, so I cannot exactly tell how many, but it's clear that he went off with a muscle injury, and that's going to take a while before he's back.
Thank you, Arne.
Yeah.